You ever get done with a roll in jiu-jitsu, gasping for air, wondering why that big, young, strong blue belt just folded you into a quesadilla even though you're a purple belt or a brown belt? Well, it's not because you suck at jiu-jitsu, it's because physical attributes matter a lot. In order to demonstrate just how physical attributes affect performance, I've developed a very simple, functional model, and I'm going to show you on a spreadsheet how this works. I'm calling it the Attribute Advantage Index, otherwise known as the Why That White Belt Crushed Me calculator. Let's get into it.
Okay, I have selected 8 measurable physical attributes: belt level, weight, age, strength, endurance, explosiveness, mobility, and experience gap. Let's punch in some real values so you can see how this works. We have 2 athletes, Athlete A and Athlete B. Athlete A is a purple belt, which means level 3, since there are 5 belt levels in jiu-jitsu. And Athlete B is a blue belt, so he's level 2. That results in a 1 belt advantage for Athlete A. Next, we look at weight. According to our model, every 20 pounds is the equivalent of 1 belt level, not technically, but in terms of the effort required. Since Athlete A weighs 175 pounds and Athlete B weighs 200, it means Athlete A loses 1¼ belt advantage. Next, we look at age. Every 10 years of difference between you and your opponent is also worth 1 belt level, since Athlete A is 46 and Athlete B is 28. The result is an attribute advantage of minus 1.8 belts for our purple belt. The next 4 attributes, strength, endurance, explosiveness, and mobility, we measure and assign on a scale of 1 to 10. And to keep things super simple with those 4 attributes, every 1 point difference between you and your opponent is worth 1/4 of a belt, meaning 1 stripe. Athlete A is slightly below average strength at 4, while Athlete B is above average strength at 7. The result is a 3-stripe advantage, or 0.75 of a belt, in favor of the big blue belt. With endurance, we also assign on a scale of 1 to 10. In our spreadsheet, Athlete A has an average endurance of 5. Athlete B is above average at 6, so Athlete A loses 1 stripe. Explosiveness has Athlete A losing half a belt, and for mobility, our purple belt loses 1 stripe. Additionally, we calculate something I'm calling the experience gap, which attempts to quantify how much your technique improves over time. Since it takes an average of 10 years to earn a black belt, and since there are 5 belts in jiu-jitsu, every year of training is worth half a belt. We can see that Athlete A has been training 4.5 years, while Athlete B has been training 2.5 years. That gives Athlete A a 1 belt advantage. The result is an effective belt level of 2.8. That means Athlete A is 2.8 belts lower when rolling against Athlete B, who is 2.8 belts higher. This suggests that Athlete B, the younger blue belt, has an effective advantage roughly equal to almost 3 belts, making him comparable to a 4-stripe brown belt. Not technically, they don't get better technically, but in terms of their overall physical advantage. In other words, the challenge that the purple belt faces when sparring against the big blue belt is similar to what he experiences when sparring against a 4-stripe brown belt that is similar in size, strength, and age.
Have I mentioned that physical attributes matter a lot in jiu-jitsu? Keep that in mind the next time you're getting tooled by a lower belt that's bigger, younger, stronger, faster. We all want to represent our belt perfectly, but that's only realistic when the physical attributes are somewhat equal, and they rarely are, which means that the belt is just an indicator of where you're at on your own personal journey. It's just a representation of you versus the old you. You are not in competition with anybody except yourself. Keep that in mind.